All right, what's up, everyone? It's Madurik, and I have been dialing in my live stream setup, and this is the first recorded video I'm doing to test it out. So I'm not doing a live stream here, but I am recording this, and I thought I'd use a really cool example to kick this off, which is looks like we got a little internal kind of fun practice race competition going on. I'm not sure if it was started by Space Cadet or Long Sleeves, but it looks like we're going to be doing some cool racing on a set of Corsa Competizione. So I'm going to go through what I understand to be the settings that we all want to stick to and just talk about the basic setup so that we could all be on the same page for doing the same setup so we could then record our times and just see who could beat each other and get better in the long run. So, anyways, I am going to start off by opening a set of Corsa. So we got a set of Corsa Competizione. This is the newer version. You don't want a set of Corsa. This is and from now I'm just going to call it ACC because it's a lot easier. All right. So you also, along with the base game, you want the other DLC for basically everything. I think it's $20 to get all the other cars and tracks and all that other stuff. So I would say probably just go ahead and get the base game along with all the DLC that's available for it. And that should bring us all up to having the same access to everything. And by any means, if anybody has other thoughts on this or needs to change it, just let me know. I'm just kicking this off and kind of freeballing it. So once we get into the game here, we're going to show the settings and then show what it takes to get a recordable lap that would qualify here. All right, so what we're going to start off with is going into single player. And what we want to do is leave it as open series. We're going to be in game mode practice. Now the circuit is the track. So when I come into here, we have all the different tracks that we could select from. And it looks like we're going to be doing Nürburgring, or Germany. So we're going to select this track. With the car, we want to go with the BMW M4 GT3. So if I select cars, you can see how I could choose all the different cars here. All right, and we're all going to be using, it looks like the BMW M4 GT3. I'm assuming the 2022 model. We got, a BMW down here. That's an M6 though. We got a 2018 GT4, but we're going to go ahead and use the 2022. And I'm leaving everything else alone. You could sit here and edit the team, and I'm not sure what all these other settings are for, as well as the drivers, but we're just going to stick with this car and hit confirm. All right, and then I'm leaving the realism for me on as beginner. This is basically just where you could change, how realistic the tire usage is, the brake temperature, all these other things will make the car perform different. Weather and track conditions, we're going to go with clear, no weather, track status fast. All right. Assists, this is going to be up to your own preference, I believe. I'm going to be a manual gearbox, engine start, all this other stuff doesn't really matter. So that's where I'm at there. Okay. So now we're going to get into start session. And you can see here that we have the temperature of the track, 27 degrees Celsius. So a couple of the things we could do here. Setup for the car setup. I don't really know how to use this very well, but what I'm going to go with just current setup. All right, so now we're going to go to drive, and we're good to go. So the first thing to mention is that when we start, we're going to do one full lap, and when every recordable lap needs to be a clean lap. So that means you need to stay within the track boundaries. You'll notice when you get a clean lap, by the top left, it'll say best, and for it to record a best lap, it needs to be a clean lap. So we're going to do one full lap, and then after that, it's going to start recording our laps, provided we get a good clean lap. And actually, before I start that, what I'm going to do is show you where you could go to find your history. So I don't know whether we just want to do a screen capture or what, but if I go back to my driver here, all right, I could go into stats, and this is where you could see all the tracks I've done. So here's Nuremberg, and you can see here that the best I've done so far is 2 minutes, 5 seconds, and 4/10. So with this car, so you can see that I've had 2 valid laps, 8 invalid laps. So we need to have a valid lap for this to count. And that's about it. So I just want to make sure we can all get to this place here so we could see whatever our fastest lap is. All right, that's kind of the real truth there. So anyways, that's where we're going to go for all that. So now let's go ahead and get back to the track. And it's going to be a practice session. So in other words, you can just kind of keep practicing. It's not recording anything else other than your practice laps. So now we're going to go to drive. And let's get it. First few turns here are pretty tricky and tight. Again, this first lap does not count. We need to get through the first lap, and then it'll start recording. Final turn. So now this will start my first real lap. We need to stay within our track boundaries for it to be a good lap. So you can see up top, my last one was at 2:24. turn. Got a clean lap so far. So up in our top left, there we go. We can see that lap, 209, which counted as a clean lap. The first one, so that's definitely not a clean lap. All right. Now you can see up at the top left that in the red is showing how far off I am, or how much slower for my last lap. So this lap won't count because I already went off the track on the first turn. Usually when that happens, it's a good chance for me to kind of push it and see how much faster I can get in certain turns and get better at braking references and so forth. All right, final turn. Let's see if we can get one more clean lap. So here we go. Got to beat 209 for my own previous best on this session. See, I'm in the green for my previous lap, so we know we're doing better, obviously. About 1.24 seconds faster so far. Last turn, should be a clean lap. And there we go.
Well done, mate.
All right.
Fastest lap.
So about 2:05, 9/10. All right. So anyways, I go ahead and save that. We can go ahead and quit, confirm, and then that'll be it. So for now, I'm just going to make this, and then let's just make sure, again, we can come back here, go to our driver, we can go to our stats, and again, we're going to go to our track here. oops, here we go. So again, now I have 4 valid laps, but still my best time is 2:05, 4:05. So there we go. That's hopefully what we can do to kick this off, have some fun, and again, everything's going to kind of try to keep it equal so that it's all about driving. All right, guys. So anyways, making this video, and let's get out of this. And there we go. All right, we'll see you guys soon.